All right, let's jump right in. The source material for this explainer starts with a pretty wild idea. What if I told you that you were specifically designed, hardwired even, to discover the entire universe? Not out there, among the stars, but right inside of you.
And this isn't meant to be just some, poetic idea. The text presents this as a fundamental biological fact of our existence. It suggests that we are, quite literally, walking, talking universes.
So what's with this ridiculously huge number on the screen? That's 7 octillion. It's the number of atoms that the source claims make up your body. And here's the real kicker. Every single one of those atoms is billions of years old. They were forged in the heart of a star. You are literally made of stardust. And here's the most important point the source makes. This connection isn't just some happy accident. It's a blueprint. It's a set of instructions. It suggests we are, as the title says, hardwired for this incredible realization.
So, if we have this inner architecture, this built-in universe, what does the blueprint actually look like?
To really unpack the how, the source material points to some absolutely fascinating work, right at the intersection of biology and, well, consciousness itself.
Okay, so let's get into the science a little bit. The text brings up a cell biologist named Bruce Lipton. Now, he wasn't looking for anything spiritual, not at all, but his research into the very basic building blocks of life, our cells, led him to a pretty mind-blowing conclusion.
You gotta love this analogy. Lipton noticed that our cells have these tiny protein antennas on their surface, and his theory was that our body is basically like a biological television set. And our unique consciousness, that's the broadcast signal it picks up from the quantum field. So think about it. Even if the TV set, our body, breaks down, the broadcast, our consciousness, just keeps on going.
And this brings us to where an ancient concept gets connected to modern science. You might have heard of the Akashic Record. Traditionally, it's this mystical idea of a cosmic library holding the story of every soul. Well, the text suggests that this record of your soul's journey might actually be encoded right inside what it calls our multidimensional DNA.
I mean, this quote from the mystic Kabir just says it all, doesn't it? It's not just that we are a small part of the universe. The argument here is that the entire universe is also a part of us. You have a scientist and a mystic, centuries apart, basically describing the exact same reality.
Okay, so if this inner universe is real, how in the world do we navigate it? I mean, where do you even start? The source points to 2 maps. One is incredibly ancient, and the other is surprisingly modern. So the ancient map comes from India, and it's over 5,000 years old. It lays out these specific energy centers that run right up your spine, and each one is said to line up with a different level of consciousness.
And this is the chakra system. The source describes it as a ladder of consciousness. You start at the very bottom, down in the root chakra, which is all about basic survival, that me kind of thinking. And the goal is to climb that ladder, mastering each level, until you reach the crown, a state of total universal oneness where you realize that, hey, we are all connected.
But then there's the modern map. And this one didn't come from an ancient mystic meditating in a cave. It came from a radio engineer, of all people, named Robert Monroe, who in the 1950s started having these spontaneous out-of-body experiences and decided, I'm going to figure this out scientifically.
And this is where the story gets really wild. Monroe developed a sound technology called hemisync to help people access these states of consciousness on demand. And it got so much attention that, according to this material, declassified documents that came out in the 2000s show that the CIA was actively researching his gateway program. Yes, the CIA.
So the program uses these different focus levels as tools to explore consciousness. You start at focus 10, where your body is totally asleep, but your mind is wide awake. You get to focus 15, and you're supposedly in a state beyond time itself. And focus 21, well, that's described as the bridge between our physical world and something else.
So we have these maps, an ancient one and a modern one. But what's the key? What actually turns the ignition on this inner journey? According to the source, it's something you are literally doing right now, without even thinking about it.
Over an 80-year life, you'll take about this many breaths, give or take a few million. And the claim is that within that simple, constant, automatic act lies the key to unlocking absolutely everything.
But there's a problem, isn't there? Most of us have what Eastern traditions famously call the monkey mind. You know what I'm talking about? That restless, nonstop internal chatter that just jumps from thought, to worry, to memory, making it basically impossible to find any real peace or focus.
The text uses this great quote to explain the problem. Our own mind acts like this powerful genie that we've let out of the bottle, and now it wants to be the master. It's demanding constant attention. So, how do you get control back?
And the story they use to explain the solution is just perfect. A man is being tormented by a genie that demands endless tasks. So, a wise person tells him, give the genie a simple, repetitive job. Tell it to just climb up and down a big log. The source explains that log is your breath. By giving your chaotic monkey mind one simple job to just focus on the in and out of your breath, you finally become the master of the genie.
So what's the point of all this? Where does this journey lead? The source suggests it's nothing less than a fundamental evolution in what it actually means to be a human being. The journey described here is a shift. It's a shift from being stuck in survival mode to having a cosmic awareness. It's moving from a reactive mind to a proactive consciousness. It's the journey from a world of me to a world of we, a movement, as the text puts it, from darkness into light.
The source material wraps up with this incredibly powerful metaphor. Your amazing potential, this incredible vehicle for exploring the universe inside you, is just sitting there, parked in the garage, gathering dust. And the keys to start the engine? They've been sitting on your kitchen table this whole time.
And really, that's the final takeaway. This whole journey isn't presented as something you have to believe in. It's presented as an experiment you can try for yourself. The maps are there, the key is in your possession. So the only real question left is the one right there on your screen.